about Internet of Things. Why we are seeing Internet of Things? It means it is one of the recent and important things in today's world, because all the applications, and mainly moreover 90% of the applications are coming on the topic of Internet of Things. In today's class we are going to discuss about history of Internet of Things, and what is the definition of Internet things, and how IoT works, and what are all the examples of the IoT, and in comparing to the organization, how IoT benefits to an organization, and why IoT is such important, and IoT applications, and we are also going to discuss about challenges of IoT, moreover, and advantages and disadvantages of Internet of Things. First, we are going to discuss about history of Internet of Things. In 1999, the Internet of Things, first Internet of Things was coined by Kevin Ashton during his work at P&G. In the sense, while in the laboratory he was working, he discovered, or he coined the term Internet of Things. The first commercial example or application of Internet of Things is that Coca-Cola vending machine. When you place a coin or place a rupee in the machine, it automatically dispenses an Coca-Cola. This was an best example, first coined example of Internet of Things. Later in the 2004, Boston Globe and Scientific American, and later on he did his work on IoT. And in the 2005, UN's International Telecommunication Union published its first report on this topic. Later on 2008, the Internet of Things was digitally born. Then 2011, Gartner, the market research company, include the Internet of Things technology in his research. And nowadays many applications were renovated or being born in Internet of Things. The classic definition of Internet of Things is that it is an interrelated of computing device, mechanical and digital machines, objects or animals or people that are provided with unique identifiers and ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. This is the definition. Now I am going to explain this definition easily, which will able to understand easily. Internet of Things, in the name itself we can easily understand that the normal things are connected to the internet to make the system very easier. For example, system is embedded with a sensor, it sends data to the system, it takes decision based on the system. For example, now we are going to discuss about how IoT works. Mainly IoT consists of sensor or devices or connectivity, then data processing and user interface. These are all the main components of Internet of Things. First thing is that we are going to discuss about sensor or devices. What are all the sensors we are using in our systems is called sensor. The sensor mainly does collecting the data from the machine. Second thing is that connectivity. Connectivity is that the main thing is that it collects the data and sends to the data processing unit. So it sends the data over the cloud. So connectivity is also main important. Then data processing. Data processing is an important thing, making the data useful. For example, after collecting the data, we have to process the data. Why we need to process the data? Because after processing only we can make decisions on the basis of the data we have collected. What are all the next steps we have to take based on this data? Fourth thing is that user interface. User interface, it mainly means it delivers information to the user, in the sense, based on the decision have taken, it sends report to the user that this decision have taken, this decision have passed, that like it will take an decision and sends it to the user. Then we are going to discuss about what are all the sensor we are using and how the sensor works in this IoT. Sensor or device are the key component that helps us to collect live data from the surrounding or environment. All this data may have various levels of complexities. In some places it will be easy to collect the data. In some areas it makes some time to take the data. Third thing is that mainly it is for temperature collecting, or in the heat sensor monitoring sensors, and many other sensors also having. Second thing is the connectivity. All the data we have connected, we need to store somewhere, or we need to send it to the device to make decisions. So connectivity is an important factor. The sensor should be connected to the cloud using various mediums of communications like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, wireless networks, or satellite networks, including mobile. Also we can connect the data to the devices. Third thing is the data processing. Once the data is collected, it gets to the cloud. Then the software platforms process the gathered data and make some decisions. This process can, what all the process we are having? The simplest process is checking the temperature, reading on the devices like AC or heaters. It can be sometimes also very complex, like identifying the object using computer vision or video. Fourth thing is that user interface. The information needs to be available to the end user in some way, which can be achieved by triggering alarms on their phones or sending them notifications through email or text. Based on the decisions they have taken, they will send a message to the user that the temperature has attained. So you need to take necessary action. Whether it may be automatically or it may be manually, it may take decisions on their own, or else otherwise it will send an alert message to the user to take preventive measures or to take the necessary action to control the steps. The user might need an interface which actively checks their IoT system. For example, the user has camera installed in his home. He wants to access video recording and all feeds with the help of a web server. What is an example? Next we are going to discuss about what is an example of Internet of Things device. For example, a light bulb that can be switched on a smartphone using app in an IoT device. Is a motion sensor or smart thermostat in your office connected in the street lights. An IoT device could be in fluffy or child's toys, or serious as a driverless attack. Some larger objects may themselves be filled with smaller IoT components such as jet engines that now filled with thousands of sensors collecting and transmitting data back to ensure it's operating efficiently. For example, in our home itself, we can use gas detection sensor to avoid the gas leakage in our home. When the sensor is fitted to the gas, when the limit exceeds, it automatically sends and sends an alert message to the user. We can easily off the gas stove. Same for the electricity purpose also. We can fit sensor to the lights or bulb, which can be when the person is not inside the room, the light will get automatically off. When the person enters into the room, the light will automatically on. These are all some examples of Internet Things devices.